My name is Austin Salas. I'm a certified clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist, and I help men overcome any sort of sexual issue they may be experiencing, like performance anxiety, like premature ejaculation, and any other issue that may be affecting their relationships, their marriages, or their lives in general. And so today we'll be doing a demo, a breakdown, a step-by-step process of what it is that my clients are going through and the form of hypnosis that we're doing. You guys will also get to see a mini breakthrough. Now, before we jump right in, I want to give a little bit of context about what's going on. As you can see, Robin's eyes are closed. He is in a hypnotic trance. Not everybody has to have their eyes closed for them to be in a hypnotic trance. This is just how it presents itself for him. He's a unique individual. And as we'll go through this, a lot of the information that he's giving us is coming from his subconscious mind. Why? Because it's very, very precise. He's also coming to a realization of this whole issue. And there is a feedback, there is a loop between his mind and his body. There's a feedback of information happening there, as you guys will see. And so, just to jump right in, you guys are going to see a little bit about what he's going through, and he'll explain it in just a few seconds. So,
It's like sexuality in the sense of I believed lies about sexuality growing up. I knew they were not true for a while, but there was a lot of murkiness about that. But it was letting go of those lies, and it's like, yeah, it's like there was a lot of stuff imposed on me with regards to warped concepts. So it's kind of letting that go. As I'm doing that, I'm feeling the circulation increase my neck.
right, so as you can see, he's clearly releasing some mental concept in irrational old belief. He's realizing that the sexual concepts that he grew up with were actually imposed on him, and that probably was the cause of a lot of tension in his life, a lot of discomfort in his life. And as you can see, this is directly correlated with something going on in his neck, an actual discomfort that he's feeling. And as he's going through this release, you'll see that he actually begins like he begins to get a bit more flexible, and you'll see him moving around, and he'll even mention like this is the first time in a long time that I felt this that flexible. So something that I want you guys to understand, our mind stores tension in the body. It stores emotion, it stores trapped emotion. For some people, it could be trauma, whatever it may be. When the mind gets overloaded, it looks at the body to shoot out this sort of tension. And that's essentially what's happening here. To some extremes, it can actually cause disease. For most people, it's just pain, discomfort, or just tension. And so, it's one of the things that we see commonly in this work. A lot of the times that we're expressing our issues, that these problems that we're going through, our beliefs, our emotions, something is happening in the body as well. And it usually happens anywhere below the neck and above the waistline. But again, it could be anywhere in the body. It's just where we see most of it happening.
As well, neck is actually it was jarred a minute ago.
With jarring his neck.
In fact, there's been tension.
Mhm.
There's been tension for years around there. I don't know what it was.
For years.
Around the neck. I don't feel it.
He said right there it wasn't audible. He said, I don't feel it anymore. He says so. What I tell people a lot, right? The mind is the cause and the body is the effect. My thoughts, my emotions, beliefs, perceptions, attitudes, the way I perceive the world is directly going to influence what's going on not only around me but also what I'm feeling in my body. And so a lot of people are experiencing these sexual issues, and they think, well, I have to work on the symptom, I have to work on the performance anxiety, I have to work on the premature ejaculation, and that is very valuable, right? We do want to work on both mind and body, but again, the root cause of this issue is not in the body. The body is not, and one thing that my mentor says, which is a half truth, right? The body is not the main thing in need of healing, it's the mind. So something is going on internally that's causing this to actually manifest and present itself in the body.
It's
And
like
Yeah, finally letting that go.
it's like there was like there was stuff in this. There was stuff holding the spine. The top of the spine, the neck couldn't move. Now it feels like it's
Right.
flexible again.
Flexible again. As he
Yeah, I think you
begins to
mentioned that last session.
release, as he begins
Yeah,
to
but
release,
it was right between the shoulders. It was right in the center of spine. It was almost like
there's
something was
more flexibility. As he begins to
shackling
release,
the
right?
fluidity, the flexibility of the spine. But it's
He said that
first time in.
it was shackled, right?
I wasn't aware of that actually.
This is something very, very important. You see, we live with this discomfort. We live with pain for for long periods of time. And I know I've experienced this myself. And in this case, it becomes a norm for us. We just completely become unaware of it to some extent. And at one point, it just becomes a norm. It just becomes part of our lives. So you can imagine how many people are walking around with trapped energy, with trapped attention in their body for long extended periods of time.
I was aware of it, but it had become so part of the norm that I wasn't aware that it was there, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now I can feel its absence, and it feels again for the first time as long as I can remember. It feels fluid in the neck, in the spine. I've got the fluidity back. My body felt rigid for ages, in the neck, especially since till about 7 years old when I was doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah, just it locked up once, just by me jumping up and down. But it's got up. I'm doing that to crack it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a Stevie Wonder impression. It's okay.
Yeah, so he just cracked the joke there, but in all seriousness, right? This is purely subconscious information. He's drawing this sensation from back when he was 7 years old when he was doing jujitsu, right? What does the realization of these sexual concepts have to do with that memory when he was 7 years old? I don't know. We don't have to come to that conclusion. But again, I'm just pointing out this purely subconscious information. Our subconscious stores all of our memories. And so once he begins correlating in his mind different scenarios to when he actually experienced this tension, it doesn't matter how he resolves it. What matters is the realization he comes to. Oh, I don't have to live like this anymore. I have a choice now. Boom. I begin to release and I begin to let go of whatever's bothering me, whatever's having discomfort in my body.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Stevie Wonder could give you some feedback on that.
No.
Right. And he's gonna sigh right now. Nice little release.
I don't know what's happened. There's something shackled off.
I don't know what happened. Something has shackled off. Guys, this is a prime example of this work. You see, I get this question very often. How is it that hypnosis works? You know, how do people experience change? And guys, this is it. This is it 101. This is hypnosis, real hypnosis, real hypnotherapy 101. You see, healing occurs when there is a shift in perception. All we need to do is to look at our quote unquote problem through a different lens. At first, Robin is defined by his sexual concepts, and in the realization that, wait, hold on, these are not my concepts, these were imposed on me, and I don't have to operate from these belief systems anymore. And just the realization of that breaks that old loop, breaks that thought pattern, that belief pattern. And what happens in that instant? I don't have to think of it that way. I don't have to live that way. I have a choice now. The mere fact that I have a choice now allows a new positive and beneficial belief to emerge, one that benefits me, one that allows me to have proper sexual function in my life, whatever area it is. And instead of operating from that old belief system that's gone, eradicated, and now I've stacked one that's positive on top of it in its place. The subconscious was in that period where he was moving his neck, the subconscious was wide open, and what was replacing that old belief? That positive one. I have a choice now. I don't have to live like that. And that is the breakthrough. And it's very nuanced, it's very subtle. But again, what happened throughout this long period of time? We went on for like 2 hours and a half. We stacked these nuance, we stacked these mini breakthroughs, and by the end of it, you realize, wow, this was connected to this was connected to this, and I've untied all these mental knots. I've untied all of these old belief patterns, and I've replaced them with new ones. That is transformation. That's how it happens. And it really doesn't get any better than that. For some people, the breakthroughs are very powerful. For most people, they're very, very subtle. And again, as I just mentioned, you stack those over an hour and a half, 2 hours of just untying these mental knots, and you leave like just relieved with different perspectives, not chained to what I thought I knew, what I thought I was, what I thought that I believed. And so there you have it, guys. It's very, very short, but I really hope to share more demos in the future so you guys can see more about how different people react to these realizations. But again, that's the epitome of it. Healing occurs or change occurs through a shift in perception. When I have a different choice, when I consciously and subconsciously perceive a different choice, and sometimes it's right there, right in front of us, but we need someone to egg us on, to push us over, and to see things differently. And that's what happened here. So there you have it, folks. If you have any questions, any concerns, feel free to message me on my Instagram, on YouTube. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer them. So till next time.